Good morning. This is identify and calculate the area and perimeter for each quadrilateral. This is Unit 1, Section 3. So we're going to go through some rectangles, squares, trapezoids, and parallelograms using the formula finding the area, perimeter, and type of figure that we have. So notice that they give us dimensions of each one that we can see. So starting with the rectangle first, to calculate the area is length times width equals my area. So in this picture, it's just 72 times 60. And the final answer that we get for that one, if you're using your calculator, you can double check my work just to make sure. It's always nice to do. And we get 4,320 inches squared. And make sure you're doing good with your units at the end. Make sure they're square units. So again, 4,320. For the perimeter, all we have to do here is, I'm going to label this figure with W's and L's all the way around it, is add up all the sides. So I have 72 plus another 72, 60 plus another 60. I'm going to add those up, and that will be my perimeter. And if you do that, you get 264 inches. And notice again, my units are inches. And the type of figure we have is a rectangle. Okay, so there's your first example. The next example is a square. So let's take a look at this one then. Sides are all the same all the way around. And 53 inches. And this one is kind of unique because the area formula, I can do length times width, or I can just do side squared. So I'm going to just do side squared. It's 53 squared, and I get 2,809 inches squared. Okay. Perimeter, just like the last one, I'm going to add up all four sides. I'll give you a little formula here. It's 4 times S, so that's going to be 4 times 53. And my final answer here is going to be 212 inches. Again, notice the units are in inches, and for area, inches squared, and we do have a square for our type of quadrilateral. Number 3 is the same way as number 2, so we're going to skip that one. I'm going to go down now to number 4. I want to give you an example of all 4 types we'll be doing. So this one, it looks like and appears to be a trapezoid. And it's just your ordinary trapezoid. Sometimes they call it a regular trapezoid. Okay. Whereas down here, B1 and B2, they are different. So that's be another regular trapezoid. If my sides were the same in this picture, it would be an isosceles trapezoid. So number 4, the area. The formula for this one, and I do have given you a formula sheet back in your notes for all these figures. But for a trapezoid, the area equals 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. So that's what we're going to be doing for this formula. So area here, 1/2 base 1, let's see, that's B1, that's B2. Those are not my bases, by the way. My bases are always parallel to each other, so it's A2 and A1. A1 plus A2. And then I'm going to divide by 2 when I'm done. So if you plug those numbers in, A1 plus A2, 81 plus 49. Okay. And then divide that by 2. Oops. Oh, 1/2 the height. There we go. You let me fix my formula. This is my mistake. 1/2 the height times that base 1 plus base 2. So I'm going to kind of fix this up just a little bit there. So half the height, which the height is h. Did they give it to me? Yep, it's 48 right here. So really, all you have to do now is half of 48, which would be 24, times by the addition of my A1 plus A2. So I'm going to add this off to the side somewhere. 81 and 49. You see that's 12. That will be 130. So we're going to times those together. 24 times 130, and you get 3,120. And we're in inches, so inches squared again. There you go. There's my final answer. And one thing to keep in mind, that if you have a lot of scratch work around, and you're all done with your final answer, get down there and circle it. That way we can tell that, you know what, that is our final answer in that question. Perimeter. Now perimeter, I'm going to add up A1 plus B2 plus A2 plus B1. Do not add the height in there because the height is inside your figure, not outside. So if you add those all up, your perimeter is going to be 233.61. Again, add up all the sides and that's what you'll get. And the last figure we're going to do is the parallelogram. Okay, it appears to be a parallelogram. We're going to assume that it is, with these sides being parallel and the top also parallel to the bottom. Those would be geometry symbols you would put on a figure. So the actual height, we're going to go with H. So area equals the height, which is H, times by my base, and then I'm going to put a right angle symbol in there. The height and the base always form a right angle, so A is going to be 67 times by 59.7. So H times A in this case. If you multiply those two numbers together, you should get 3,999.9 inches squared. And then the last piece, the perimeter, add up all your A's. So this is A, the top is A, so 4 times A, since you have 4 of them, multiply all those up and you get 268 inches. And we're going to call this a parallelogram. There you go. Okay, so that's it. Hopefully this helps you along the way of completing the other ones on your own. Double check, because you always have the answers given to you, so you can always double check your answers. Thanks for following, and I'll meet you up in a little bit with the next one, looking at cubes, cube roots, squares, and square roots.